Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Certain traditional Filipino games are still common in these communities, such as Tumbang Preso, Patintero, and Luksong Baka. But some of those games like Lampa, Holland, and Chateau are losing its identities and their cultural significance. So why is that?
So yung urbanizations, when it comes to these games, they made them absolutely obsolete. Nagiging outdated sila, especially when even on in the rise of infrastructure, different infrastructures, public spaces ay nawawala yung mga public places. So yung mga street na dating playground, nagiging tinatanggal sila due to safety concerns. So modern lifestyle, nagiging screen-centric siya. So, these traditional games are slowly, parang masasabi kong dahan-dahan nang nawawala. These games, hindi na sila masyadong napapansin. Lalo na ng mga generation na sumunod, nagkakaroon ng cultural amnesia. So, urbanization, consumerism, and globalization have turned Filipino games from living practices and cultural artifacts, or they are just remnants of the past.
So why are these games are so important to us? And why is it defining our cultural identity?
So the role of traditional street games on, especially Filipino, is I think we're all a victim of nostalgia bias. So what I said by nostalgia bias is when you see something that feels oddly familiar, kumbaga meron siyang place for your heart, or you're kind of fond of it. Nagiging identity nila, yun yung nagre-reflect sa nature ng Filipino society, yung mga values nila. Kumbaga, street games like Tumbang Preso, Patintero, Luksong Baka, and Sipa, sila yung naging introduction natin. Sociologically speaking, naging formal system of education and cultural identity, as I've said a while ago, transmission, and community building. Kasi yun yung tinatawag na organic solidarity. Kumbaga, kahit magkakaiba kayo ng family background, but when you're playing a certain set of games, you form that mini community of yours regardless of your background. You bond or you interact with each other organically.
So, isa sa mga nasabi ni Sir Joshua is nakukuha natin ang values natin sa reflection ng mga larong ito. Pero, how can we remind the next generation that these traditional Filipino games are the one of the factors that shaped our cultural identity? So, kilala nyo ba ang mga ito? Bakit nga ba sila sikat? So according to Artruxa, before Funko Pop and Labubu had gained their popularity in today's world, it was originated in the 90s at Hong Kong, created by artists who usually produce these toys in limited quantities. Simultaneously, in the year 2003 at the Philippines, there is a small community of local artists, art collectors, and art enthusiasts who are gaining their popularity in the underground scene.
Ano siya, it's actually a category before it became a brand.
Yung artworks is started from group of Facebook. It started as a platform for toy collector and then art enthusiasts. And then it grows into contemporary art. So nag-show na kami sa gallery. Tapos nagkakaroon kami ng pop-up and then nag-attend kami ng art fairs.
So basically, that is Sir Raymond and Miss Zoe of Art Toy PH, who started a community of local artists that are passionate enough to make art toys and to sell and showcase them to the mainstream market. Another popular artist that you may know of is Quicks, as they call it the godfather of art toys in the Philippines, who made these Tech Bros, which has a collaboration with different local and international brands. Pero, ano nga ba ang art toys?
Kasi pag sinabi mong art toys saka designer toys, yun nga yung history niya kung babasahin mo, di ba, galing siya sa hip-hop movement, may influence yan ng street culture, mga underground.
May babaling mo siya sa mga designer clothes, designer bags, Okay, kapag sinabi mo designer, ibig sabihin high market value yan.
Well, first, art is subjective. Definitely, some may interest. Magmamatter kasi yun, one big factor is if they are willing to spend since it's subjective art in general. So, most of the time, yes, sa collectors kasi they want something to reflect dun sa kung ano yung status nila or siguro kung ano yung
Beliefs nyo naman.
well, that's one sense of beliefs and all. Mas may depth, mas may lalim pagka relevant dun sa art, dun sa collector, kung kino-collect. For me kasi, yun yung gusto kong personally, that's one of the reason na I look into other figures, an alternative life.
So now we know that art toys are collectibles created by artists and designers that prioritize in artistic visions over play. So with that, meron akong what if para sa inyo. What if we combine art toys and our nostalgic memories in playing traditional Filipino games? So guys, as you can see here, this is the art toys of Retrokidz, representing traditional Filipino games. So, bakit nga ba nila ginagawa tong art toys na to, tong art toy project na to, at sino nga ba si Retrokidz? So as per Mr. Javier stated on the last episode, art is subjective. Art can be vary from the different art styles and expression on the artist's artistic perception. And there's this concerning problem about our cultural identity. According to the article of Balite and Robles, it stated that there is a spectrum of concerning trends of the decline of interest in traditional Filipino games due to the rise of technology and the influence of the different culture. But why do we need to address this?
First is cultural preservation. Traditional games like these patintero, ganun, tumbang preso, luksong baka. These are a representation of our cultural heritage as Filipinos. If our generation doesn't have that much knowledge when it comes to these games, paano pa kaya susunod? Kung tayo mismo wala na tayo masyadong alam sa mga to. So by reviving these games, you're helping your society to preserve a certain cultural memory. By reviving this is that you guys are aiming to create a living archive of the past, allowing the younger generations to connect with their heritage or para makita nila yung kung ano yung buhay dati.
So before that, Retrokidz is a project by JODO who wants their memories and experiences to be a remembrance of nostalgic childhood. So Retrokidz created these 4 printed outputs, which is Tumbang Preso, Pangayam, Karera ng Bao, and Tago-Taguan. Which it's not only to create trends but to preserve our certain cultural memory by using preservation and nostalgic views of these games. The art toys of Retrokidz not only focuses on reviving the decline of interest in these traditional Filipino games, but also aims to showcase the beauty of our childhood memories and the living archive of the past, allowing the younger generations to connect with their heritage.